Here I'm going to show you how to caulk your shower or tub. The first thing that we need to do here is remove that old stuff. For this, I am using this specialized tool. Now you can get this tool at most hardware stores or online. They're fairly cheap. You can get them for $5 or $10. So using the tip, you can dig into the old caulking and start to pull it off. You do need to push fairly hard for it to do a really good job. Now you don't have to use all of your strength, but there is a little bit of effort here. Now you'll just go around the entire area and pull off those big chunks to get started. Now in most cases, or at least in my experience, this caulking, this old stuff, it doesn't just come off on the first go. You'll have to just continue as needed, be patient here. Now, if there are some more stubborn pieces, you can also use a razor blade or a separate scraper tool to help get that off. Now, the backside of this tool does have a plastic scraper, but an additional separate single scraper tool will definitely come in handy. Now, in this case, the caulking was so old, hard, and just really caked on there, it actually looked like somebody redid the caulking. But instead of removing the old stuff, they just added more to the top. So it was really tough to get off at this point, and it just wasn't coming off anymore. If you are having a really hard time like I was, there are some different solutions, and one of this is this caulk removal gel from Goo Gone. It's made to remove old silicone, latex, or foam sealant. You simply spray it on, let it sit for 20 minutes or so, and then continue scraping away. So I sprayed it on, took a lunch break, and came back refreshed, energized, and this time I had a razor blade and an additional scraping tool like I was talking about. Now the caulking was coming off much easier. Using that razor blade, I was able to remove those stubborn, caked on pieces much easier, and at this point I'm just using the razor blade and the scraper, and it's coming off chunk by chunk. It's moving along very well at this point. Now this Goo Gone product is water-based, so when you're done, you simply wipe it off with a damp rag, and there are other products aside from this Goo Gone that you can look for. Now it's time to prep for our new silicone caulking. Before we do anything else, we want to make sure that our area is clean and smooth, which will make for a much better bond. So using rubbing alcohol, I go around the entire area that I will be putting a bead of caulking, and I just clean as needed. The rubbing alcohol is going to remove any grease or residue, and this will help us get a better bond. Plus, it evaporates, so you just have to wait a couple of minutes and you are ready to go. Once the rubbing alcohol has dried and evaporated, I am ready to start adding that bead of caulking. For this, I am using this GE Supreme Silicone for kitchen and bath. This is the white color, and it is water ready in 30 minutes. So just cut off the tip and put it in the caulking gun, and we are ready to go. Now I just cut a small hole for a very thin bead of caulking to start. If you have too much, it can get really messy really fast, so start with a small hole and you can make it bigger if needed. I slowly run a thin bead of caulking along the crack where the tile meets the tub. To smooth it out, I use my finger and gently press down and run along the edge, giving it a smooth finish. Now you can use a tool for this, but I find using my finger just gives me better control and it just feels more natural to me. Now take your time here and go slow. If you didn't add enough the first time, in my experience I found that you can add a little more. However, there's a little balance here. You do want to work diligently, but at the same time you don't want it to dry too much before adding more. Once it starts to dry, if you run your finger over it again, it will create ripples and now you will no longer have a smooth finish. It's fairly easy and you get the hang of it really quick once you get the feel for it and see how it moves as you're putting it on. Now, if you have larger cracks, just add more caulking as needed to ensure that you will get a watertight seal. Now, you don't need to overdo it. You just need enough to cover the cracks so that you don't get any water or moisture behind the tile or the tub. So this is what it looked like before. It's all cracked and stained and just gross. Now here it is, all clean, smooth, pretty. I really liked how it came out. If you like DIY, house cleaning, and videos about home ownership, feel free to like and subscribe. My name is Drew, and I'll see you in the next one.